Hi guys, how are you?
What's up?
Hi everybody. I'm just trying to put the. So
Oh, no,
we
you
we've
good.
been watching and waiting for the order to come through. He was at his arraignment today, so it just was announced that his bail was denied. In the
Yeah,
meantime, there's been so much stuff coming out. So now he's not coming out, right, Perry?
right.
This way. Are they going to bring him out this way?
Well, the guy, I guess they got people on both sides. We're not sure which door yet,
Okay.
but he ain't coming out
Okay.
no door. Yeah.
Well, I mean, they have to take him back to the prison, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
Yeah.
that might be bad. So
I mean,
let me. I'll keep this up where I can see it, but I don't think he's coming out. So much has happened in the last 2 hours. I don't even know where to begin. The head of Bad Boy label, Kevin Lyles, has stepped down. Does he really think he's so? What's going on? Oh, I should start reading all of this stuff. A quick overview of what's going on. Uh, they have arrested Diddy. We all know that, but these upcoming arrests. Okay, they're saying that they're going after anybody that helped set up these freak offs, anybody that helped with the drugs, anybody that helped with the parties. It gets so deep, I don't even know where to begin.
right.
Of course, they have the videos. So that day that they did the raid, they found the major evidence, which was the tapes. Now, let me remind you, Hugh Hefner used to do the same thing. For some reason, they tape these sessions and they can use them at a further date as blackmail. Okay.
Right. They know what they're doing.
I don't even have my stuff organized. Go ahead. That.
Yeah, no, I was
You're
saying
in
they
and
know what
out.
they doing. Okay, yeah, I know my internet is crap, is trashy, but they know what they're doing, Sherelle. Like he gonna use it for blackmailing somebody just to get them to force them to do what he want them to do. Look, girl, you don't want to do this. I'm gonna have to show the world you on this tape, right? He'll do that, and then he do it for his own fetish. He have a sickness. On the nights he can't have the freak offs, he go back and revisit the
All
tapes.
right. I didn't
But
close out the wrong one. I'm trying to bring up his relationship with let's see if this is it. Hold on, you guys, because we literally have been tied to the internet. Perry's been getting phone calls. Talk about some of the stuff that you learned, Perry, while I look for this Donald Trump shit.
well, yeah, I'm just saying
I
basically what I
didn't
don't
close
learn
it on
in
accident.
the course of the day, that most of us wonder if he's gonna get away with this. And people I've talked to saying no way in hell he'll get away with it. Now it'll be choices that he have with the charges they got based on him already. If he's willing to take a plea, maybe it can lessen some things, but he may have more charges coming. But he is not getting away with this at all. And I used to always wonder, I said, well, shit, when you get that kind of money, it's possible to get away with it, but not once you get indicted like that. And the kind of people he ran with is so many people. And when they say
Yeah,
that they
that's what
going
I'm
after every,
trying to I'm trying to find all my Donald Trump stuff, and I must have hit the wrong button.
huh? Wow. I know it's frustrating. It's been a long day, and then just
I definitely hit the wrong button, so it's gone. Here, let me just pull this back up. You guys, I'm going to start saying stuff. It's not any particular order. It's just all the stuff that we have learned in the last 2 hours. Okay. So we know they're going after people that helped
Participated.
him.
Yeah.
But there is clear cut evidence to show, and I don't know what I did, that Donald Trump. Do you guys remember when Donald Trump Jr. did an interview with DJ Academics, and he said they used to go to all the parties and they all knew all the all of Diddy's friends and they used to hang out all the time? Okay, so let's give this. Feds have a 95% conviction rate on, they do, hashtag Diddy. Okay, so they're saying there's all kind of people involved in this ring. And he ran the ring allegedly the same way Jeffrey Epstein ran his. Now, I can't find the pictures that I had Jeffrey Epstein and Diddy. So I was thinking it was just these freak offs and that's it. But as you know, if you listen to the press conference this morning, I'll play it again. Some people were paying him for, I think, like almost like a pimp for like other people's services. This is a mess. This is a mess. And so I had an article earlier that said that Donald Trump knew Diddy since the 90s. He also was chummy with Epstein. Ah. So yeah, that's crazy. So but these are all younger. These are modern day pictures. Oh, not Brett Ratner. Brett, not you too. Oh my God. So Donald Trump Jr. did this interview with. So it looks like the feds were watching YouTube. He did this interview with Donald Trump Jr. Is that what they call the kid? Donald Trump Jr. Donald Trump Jr. just starts spitting out. Nobody even asked him any questions about Diddy. He just starts spewing out all of this stuff about how his family have been good friends with Trump's and Diddy for decades, and that they used to go to all the parties. Looks like the feds were watching that and investigated in the background, and they have evidence to show that he was friends with Trump and Epstein. Okay, so all that's minor stuff, but I was shocked at that. He not getting out. We have the letters that they wrote to the judge. I might as well go ahead and read those. So they both sides submitted letters this morning. Okay. And oh, I'll read Kevin Lyle's "I'm quitting" letter in a minute. It's too late. You can quit all you want. It's too late. Okay, so this is what Diddy's side had submitted to the judge. They called it a proposal package. He says the defense proposes the following bail package. They didn't get it, by the way. This is just what they were asking the judge. They wanted Diddy to have a $50 million bond. Okay, that's a lot of money. 50 million. How much was he going to have to pay of that, Perry?
If it's 10%, 5 million.
I guess that's nothing. Co-signed by Sean Combs, his mother, his sister, the mother of his oldest daughter. The mother of his oldest daughter. Who's the oldest? Is Chance older than the twins? I can't remember. And 3 adult sons. I just hate how he's hiding behind his children. He's bringing them into this mess. Secured by equity in Mr. Combs' residence located at, well, they put it out there, 2 West Star Island in Miami, Florida. The appraised value of the home, so he wanted to use his home also for collateral, was it's worth $48 million. Jeez. The home is under encumbered. I don't know what that, I can't hardly see it. In anticipation of this bail hearing on August 20th, So remember when we heard with the reporters talking, he said they're coming back on the 24th. This says August 20th. Mr. Combs paid off the remaining mortgage of 18 million so that the home could be used to secure bond and be free of a mortgage. So he knew these indictments were coming. So they made moves for when it actually happened.
Uh-huh.
This Miami home they paid off in full. So you can't say, well, it's under a mortgage and that. So this was the best they can do. Put up money, cash, $5 million plus his homes. I don't know what cosign mean by his sons. Also, they wanted secured by the equity of Mr. Combs' mother's home. They wanted to put mom's home up too. At 450 Alton Road in Miami, Florida. Mr. Combs' travel will be restricted to the Southern District of Florida, so they wanted him to remain in Florida, and the Southern District of New York, child, he wanted both, to attend court, meet with his counsel, and attend medical appointments, which we will address to the court in a separate sealed submission. Are they trying to say he has health problems now?
Yeah, or I mean, would the usher say "Let it burn"? I don't know. His thing is,
When did he get health problems? Mr. Combs' passport was surrendered to his counsel on April 1st, 2024. His counsel advised the prosecutors of this fact in an email dated the same day. Counsel will provide this passport to pretrial services. The passports of the following family members, they even took the family members' passports who have already surrendered their passports to counsel after the raids on Mr. Combs' homes. They took mom's passport, Janice Combs. They took Chance's passport. Now, Chance is I believe she's older than the twins. He had a baby when he was dating Kim. I can't remember what Chance's mother name, but she's very beautiful. Jesse Combs, that's one of the twins. Delilah Combs, that's the other twins. And Love Combs. I don't know which one of the sons they're calling Love. I know Christian they call King. Justin they call Justice, but maybe they call Love. Love is the baby.
the
Why
baby.
would they take the baby's passport?
Well, I guess that's ensuring that you ain't gonna take your family and escape. Because a lot of people might not want to escape alone, but they might take
Oh,
their family. If they take those, then they figure, well, see, nobody's leaving.
my question is, why didn't he flee?
Well, he thought he could beat it. That's why he was at the beach and walking around with his boyfriend and just doing that kind of shit.
I can't find the letter. Let me go see if I can find it again that the prosecution side put out. This is their side. Here we go. So that's what they submitted to the cone, Puffy's people. And here is the other side. They weren't playing. This is why the judge went with this. Wait till you guys hear this letter. Okay, so let me read this really quick. Epstein was offered in prison. Diddy won't be offered, but I'm sure he'll arrange for the unaliving of witnesses. He is a modern day mobster after all. No, he really, really is. Wait till you guys hear this letter, okay? I'll make it as big as I can because I can't see. So they wrote this letter this morning. Dear Judge Tamaroff Sky, I don't know, weird names. It says the defendant, Sean Combs, AKA, and they go through all of his names, was taken into custody this morning after a grand jury sitting in the district returned a 3-count indictment charging him with crimes related to his decades-long pattern of physical and violence against multiple victims and his use of force, threats, and coercion to enact his will, protect his reputation, and fulfill his actual desires. Okay.
What a freak.
Now, this is what the government respectfully submits this letter in anticipation of the defendant's appearance before this court later today. In support of the government's request for the defendant's detention pending trial, as set forth below, there is no condition. So, this is what they're saying: there is no condition or combination of conditions that will reasonably assure the appearance of the defendant as required and safety of others and the community, not to mention the integrity of the proceedings. As reflected by the gravity of the charges in the indictment, the defendant is dangerous and possesses an ongoing threat to the safety of the community. If released, he remains serious risk of flight despite the conditions offered by the counsel. Most glaringly, the defendant also poses a significant risk of obstructing justice. Indeed, and set forth below, during the course of the charge conducted, the defendant has attempted to bribe security staff and threaten and interfere with the witness to his criminal conduct. He has already tried to obstruct the government's investigation of this case repeatedly, contacting victims and witnesses and feeding them false narratives of events, as described in a detail below. There are simply no conditions that would ensure that the defendant's efforts to obstruct and tamper with witnesses will stop. The defendant, therefore, cannot overcome the statutory presumption in favor of detention, and the court should order him detained. Mm-hmm. He's been contacting witnesses, bribing people. Mm-hmm. If that doesn't work, threatening people. Since the Miami and what was the other house? Beverly Hills raid. That last paragraph right there saying what he did while he was waiting, being indicted, that he knew was coming, makes him very dangerous. You didn't stop your behavior because you've been bribing people in the past. He thought he could do it again.
Right. It's a learned behavior. Like he did it since the raid on the Miami mansion and the LA mansion. Think about it. He did it, but when him and J-Lo ran up out of that place and his friend got shafted, right? Mm-hmm. You know, he paid them people off and he thought he could just keep doing it over and over and over again.
Perry, this man doesn't have any common sense. I think he's gotten away with it for so long that he thought he can do it again. Hi, Quita. She said, bail denied, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, Love Combs is done. It's done. Yeah. They weren't going to give him bail.
No.
But I had no idea he was still bribing, scaring, threatening the witnesses.
Yeah. He said, won't stop, can't stop.
Get out there. That nigga is get out there.
Listen, I was joking earlier. Stevie J, I'm worried for you. Okay? They said if you participated, helped, planned, had anything to do with getting the ex-workers to cross the state lines. And why are we going out of state to make this a federal case for the ex-workers? What is that about?
Well, I mean, okay, they go from state to state partying. And I think what ended up happening is they get the ones that that's on their budget, or they get the ones they really enjoyed. So if they out of state, they import them. Because, you know, what they always say.
Ain't no party like a Diddy party, so.
I mean, but I'm wondering. So I was watching Gene Deal earlier. And he said, Diddy didn't start out acting this way.
Yeah.
He developed into this monster over time. Yeah, I heard about Young Miami. So there's a list of people that are in trouble, and I'll go over that in a minute. He kept insisting he did not start out this way. I think that the more he got away with stuff, way back to the early 90s, I think he idolized his father, even though he didn't know his father. His father passed away when he was 3. And you're talking to Frank Lucas, and they can make a person seem more than what they are, especially if you're living that life. And so he turned into that. That's what I'm thinking. Don't be surprised. A lot of these so-called men stars are involved. Let's talk about some of the people, the powerful people that are supposed to be on the list that I don't think they're going to mess with. Clive Davis. I don't think nothing going to happen to him. Because if you notice, if there's always a problem with a X crime, the actual Johns never get in trouble. Y'all could pass around Donald Trump's picture all day long, showing he had evidence that he also hung with what's his name, Jeffrey Epstein. Nothing's going to happen to Trump. So that's any of these powerful men. What's his name? Stewart. There was a lot of music executives involved in this, a lot of them, and a lot of celebrities that were involved in this. But I don't think they're going to be in trouble. I think it's the people that helped, like they said today in the press conference. I think it was Stevie J, you better go to Bali right now. We know you don't have the money. Go borrow the money from Russell. You need to go, because they're going to come knocking on your door. The drug dealer that they arrested earlier, he's toast. Just all the people around, all the people that watched him put his hands on Cassie and said nothing. I wonder if this is the reason why Dawn Rashad suddenly placed her lawsuit a couple days ago. Dawn, you admitted in your lawsuit that you saw these things happen. I'm sure she knows more than probably even Aubrey O'Day. Y'all are messy.
So Sherelle, his attorneys didn't come out neither?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
I'm still watching. Let me see.
Okay, yeah, I was just wondering.
Hold on, let me make sure. Oh, Perry. Oh, no, it had to be on another one. Hold on.
It might be gone. I didn't see it. Maybe they gave up. I'm trying to watch it. Because hell, what can they say? But no, for real though.
Let me make sure.
No, you good. Now I was gonna say, I mean, for the people who was involved, the guy gave the press conference. He said, "Hey, if you know something, you better be getting in contact." Basically, he's saying, if you don't call me now, don't ask for mercy later. We got the videotapes. We got a lot of people on camera that we know who you are. Either you're gonna volunteer and start talking, or your ass gonna be on the hook too. So, like you say, your boy about to go ahead and Stevie J might as well go ahead and make a move, because if you don't turn yourself in, and we see your black ass on.
Hold on, we got attorneys leaving. Hold on.
Okay.
Where am I? Hold on. Oh, I have to do this. Wow, what a time to pause. Come on. Oh, I guess it just went down.
Hmm.
That was only one attorney, and he was going in. Um, Diddy is a menace to society and his kids, or victims. Sons are too. He had
Yep.
everybody scared and forced his sons into FR. Oof. Cade their mom, Cade Biggie, Cade Tupac. Y'all adding Heavy D in there. Well, I mean, yeah, it was around the same time. Hold on, let me see why if they're coming back. Okay. I'm waiting, guys, if to see if any attorney will talk. Let's see. This is a hot mess. So I want to talk about these rumors about Mary J. Blige. Should we talk about it?
Why not?
Because I like her. I do.
I mean, you know,
Let's read. Cheryl says reports are saying they found stuff in the New York hotel as well. So he was just partying. I mean, the most damaging thing that they found were the tapes and this what are they called? AR-15s with the what's the number? The serial numbers
right.
scratched out. Why were those scratched out? That you only use those kind of weapons when you want to do some real damage and you don't want to be caught. That's why you scrape off the serial numbers. Mm-mm-mm. Mm-mm-mm. Okay, still. Let me see if anybody else is live. This is just, he's in so much trouble, it's not even funny.
Yep. I mean, he had those AR-15s.
I bet you he's already out.
Oh,
And he went through a secret door.
oh, talking about the attorneys.
Did he?
Oh yeah, no, yeah. I mean, he out.
And did he? I bet you
Oh yeah. I mean, 'cause half time I think they be having like these little garages that they take them through. When you see them, they already in a van or something. You know, however it's set up, but nobody would.
uh-oh. Looks like though we're getting ready to have a press conference, people. Let's see here. I can't hear it. Hold on one second, everybody. Why does it keep cutting off like that? So I'm going to cut it down until someone starts speaking. Can you hear me, Perry?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me? Can you
Can
hear
you?
me?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. You know, I was
Yeah.
gonna say this. Like, I mean, you mentioned the damage and stuff, like the weapons and all this, but then what about the baby oil, the lubricants? Like he used the weapons to force the people down. Then he went to his little lube 'em up closet and got his materials out before he got on.
Everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party. So yeah, that's what's up.
Uh, let's just see what they're going to say. This is live. This is not footage from earlier. This is live. I don't know who's coming to the podium. I don't know who's coming to the podium. Maybe his attorneys. I don't know. But we are here for it. And we
And I'm gonna say that Diddy is in a world of shock. Like he had it all. He had money, houses, cars, all of it. Now he in there, and one thing he really can't live without, he can live without the women for a couple days, but he got to have this baby oil, and I doubt if the prison store have it. What you think?
I can't. Yes, we know that he had his bail denied. Thank you. Oof, this is This is unprecedented.
There's no way they could have gave.
I'm old enough. I'm old enough to have lived through the OJ trial, and I have a feeling this is going to be like that, if not worse. Because with the OJ trial, we didn't have social media. So right now, I mean, you were talking earlier with, that girl, people that are there on the ground. So, and they're getting information from inside the courtroom. So Kendall says this is 100% worse than the OJ trial. It's different.
It ain't going down like that. OJ walked free. He ain't.
OJ walked free, yeah.
And Diddy done. Diddy done, and hell, maybe his kid's gonna be right behind him. Look, I don't know how.
Oh, y'all, hold on. Oh, I thought they were gonna take to the mic. And let's not forget, a special task force was created specifically for this case. They're not playing around. Are they going back? Where are they going?
Did they walk into the wrong press room or what? Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know. Looks like I don't know who's giving the press conference. It could be the guy in charge of the task force that came out earlier. It could be Diddy's attorneys. Anyway, while all of this is going on, I forgot to tell you guys this. The head of Bad Boy Records steps down. I don't want to leave the screen, but let me see if I can read this to you. And then he put it on social media. He says, team, from the start, wait. Oh, I thought he was getting ready to talk. From the start, 300 was centered around the idea. I
said, me too. We got a delay.
We got a delay again. So Kevin Lyles is not the head. Let me see. Hold on. Let me know, Perry. I'm going to go into another.
Okay.
Why does Kevin Lyles look exactly like Russell Simmons?
It's weird, ain't it? Just a thinner version.
He looks exactly like Russell Simmons. I know every time they get near that microphone. Okay,
here we go, Sherelle. Oh, no, he stepped up. Hello.
I want to read to you guys Kevin Lyle's resignation from Warner Music, but I don't want to miss a single bit of the conference. It says hip hop music industry vet Kevin Lyles is resigning from his Warner Music Group executive VP gig. On Tuesday, Lyles sent, every time he walks by that microphone,
He about ready to talk about something. I think he walked back out.
Yeah. He says on Tuesday, Lyles sent a company memo announcing his resignation as the chairman and CEO of Warner Music 300 Electric Entertainment chairman, passing the torch to seasoned vet Raina Bass, Celine, can't pronounce her last name, and Greg Nadell. Lyles has been with Warner since 2004, which formerly housed Diddy's Bad Boy Records. They dropped Bad Boy. They did. That was a couple months ago. He's been vocal defending the amounts of allegations against Puff. Oh, wow. That's why he had to step down. All those people, they might, I mean,
Like what?
I don't think the tricks are going to go down. I think it was everybody that participated, set up, purchased things for the freak offs. But he said also too about somebody setting up clients and then them paying Diddy. Diddy was a straight out, sounds like pimp, almost like Jeffrey Epstein.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they basically saying that he was
Getting
using
ready
this
to
business.
spend.
He was using this business that way. Then that they would have people supply cash and all the drugs and whatnot for the parties, and supply the cash. So it didn't directly come out of Diddy's pocket. It came from his company.
Mm.
See, so
Okay, they are back.
and this racketeering thing sort of going on. So it's a lot of stuff. But go ahead. I think he's about ready to start talking.
He keeps doing this.
He looked nervous.
Well, you know, the world
You
is
see,
watching. The
and
world is watching.
you see those pictures on that display? Diddy ain't no joke for real. Like, most of us laugh it off, like, "Oh yeah, how you gonna tell somebody?" This guy used force on people. We see how he treated Cassie.
Hold on.
Oh, go ahead.
Wait, is this from Earl? This is live.
Let's see.
Attorney here in the Southern District of New York. Today I'm announcing the unsealing of a 3-count indictment charging Sean Combs with racketeering conspiracy, sex trafficking, interstate transportation for prostitution.
Yeah.
The indictment alleges that between at least 2008 and the present, Combs abused, threatened, and coerced victims to fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation.
This was earlier. Should we just let it play again?
Yeah, just let it play. Yeah. And I see if I can find something else.
And conceal his conduct.
Me too.
As alleged in the indictment, to carry out this conduct, Sean Combs led and participated in a racketeering conspiracy that used the business empire he controlled to carry out criminal activity, including sex trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and the obstruction of justice. Let me say a little bit more about the charges. The indictment alleges that Combs abused and exploited women and other people for years, and in a variety of ways. As alleged, Combs used force, threats of force, and coercion to cause victims to engage in extended sexual performances with male commercial sex workers, some of whom he transported or caused to be transported over state lines. Combs allegedly planned and controlled the sex performances, which he called freak-offs, and he often electronically recorded them. The freak-offs sometimes lasted days at a time, involved multiple commercial sex workers, and often involved a variety of narcotics, such as ketamine, ecstasy, and GHB, which Combs distributed to the victims to keep them obedient and compliant. As alleged, when Combs didn't get his way, he was violent, and he subjected victims to physical, emotional, and verbal abuse so that they would participate in the freak-offs, and that Combs hit, kicked, threw objects at, and dragged victims, at times by their hair. On one occasion in March of 2016, that conduct was captured on video and later reported in the media. Specifically, Combs kicked, dragged, and threw a vase at a victim in a Los Angeles hotel when the victim was attempting to flee. As alleged, these assaults often resulted in injuries to the victims, which took days or weeks to heal. In addition to the violence, the indictment alleges that Combs threatened and coerced victims to get them to participate in the freak-offs. He used the embarrassing and sensitive recordings he made of the freak-offs as collateral against the victims. And the indictment alleges that he maintained control over the victims in several ways, including by giving them drugs, by giving and threatening to take away financial support or housing, by promising them career opportunities, by monitoring their whereabouts, and even by dictating their physical appearance. Because of all of this, the indictment alleges that the victims did not believe they could refuse Combs without risking their security or facing more abuse. The indictment also alleges other acts of violence undertaken by Combs and others, including violence against witnesses to his abuse, kidnapping, and arson. The indictment alleges that on more than one occasion, Combs carried or brandished firearms to intimidate and threaten victims and witnesses.
I'm going to pause this for a little bit because we did see this earlier. And I know a lot of you are just getting off of work and you wanted to see it again, but I really want to play this from the attorneys, and then we'll go back to what we missed earlier. It's so much. It's so much. It's so much.
Yeah.
I'm going to go ahead and play this, okay?
Okay.
So this was the first step. We have a bail appeal scheduled for tomorrow at 3:30 in front of Judge Carter, the district judge assigned to this case. I think that we made the points that we've been wanting to make. I think it came out. Mr. Combs is a fighter. He's going to fight this to the end. He's innocent. He came to New York to establish his innocence. He's not afraid. He's not afraid of the charges. There's nothing that the government said in their presentation today that changes anyone's mind about anything. He's been looking forward to this day. He's been looking forward to clearing his name, and he's going to clear his name. And we're going to stand by his side as he does. We believe in him wholeheartedly. He didn't do these things. This was a 10-year relationship. There's no coercion. There's no crime. There's basically just, someone who brought a civil case and now is finding themselves as a witness in a criminal case. And we're going to fight this case with everything we have, as is he. And eventually he's going to be shown to be innocent. And so tomorrow we fight again, and we'll fight every day until we don't have to fight anymore. He was going to stay as long as he needed to stay. It ends up being only 12 days. That's fine. That's what the government wanted to do. The government didn't want him to turn himself in. He came here to turn himself in. Why doesn't the government want him to turn himself in? Because then they can't ask for detention. So they go and they arrest him. They arrest a guy who came to New York to turn himself in. But we're going to make all these points again tomorrow, and we'll make it as much as we can until we get him out. So that's all I have.
Is he serious?
Yeah.
No, is he serious?
It's unbelievable. We came to turn himself in. They just wanted him to stay. Well, if you was willing to turn yourself in, but you wasn't willing to stay, then you wasn't really turning yourself in. You just going there so you wouldn't be locked up. That's some bullshit.
Look at Felicia. You'll be denied again tomorrow, sir. No, he keeps saying that he didn't run. He didn't flee. What is the emphasis on that? What does that mean? So we're supposed to give him extra points because you didn't flee?
It's supposed to show on this character. He's just nice gentleman. but he overlooked the videotapes of P. Diddy beating women,
Yeah,
choking
yeah.
people, doing all kind of shit. But I mean, he turned himself in, so he's no harm to nobody. When allegedly he out there threatening witnesses and everything else on the streets, he's not gonna
I
get bail.
wonder why. Let me go back. Come on, come on. It keeps lagging. Go. I wonder why they keep emphasizing at least he's here. I'm going to read this article to make sure I don't miss anything. Let me read it again. Starting from the beginning. Can you see, Perry?
Yeah, I can see it.
Okay. The judge just denied bail for Diddy, who will remain in custody. Diddy's lawyer, Mark Agnifilo, spoke outside the courthouse after Diddy was denied bail. Agnifilo said they will continue to fight to get Diddy out of jail. Judge Robin A. Ternofsky told the court, "I thank your family members for coming, but I cannot release him." Diddy's sons, Christian and Justin, were inside the court at the time. Diddy's attorney is taking on the narrative that the rap mogul isn't a brute or a bully, seemingly hinting there's more to the story regarding the 2016 hotel hallway incident involving Combs and his then girlfriend, Cassie. Diddy's camp argued victim one was looking through his phone and discovered he had more than one girlfriend, hitting the rapper in the head with a cell phone. They're saying that Cassie hit him,
Right.
hitting the rapper in the head with a cell phone and taking off his clothes, which explains why he was in the hallway in a towel in the footage that surfaced back in May. So they're trying to clean up that tape that we seen. There's no cleaning that up, sir. His lawyers claims Diddy and the unnamed victim, assumed to be Cassie, okay, were very much in love until the woman in question cheated for years. Oh, I cannot. Now they're gonna make Cassie the perpetrator. They're calling her a cheater. Sorry, guys. Until the woman in question cheated for years with the trainer the A-lister provided for her. We've reached out to Cassie's reps for comment. Cassie notably married physical trainer Alex Fine in 2019. The two share 2 children. Diddy's lawyers claim his client is not a perfect person, though found himself in a toxic relationship, but claims they were mutual. However, earlier in court, it was suggested that Diddy wrote a large check to an ex for 10 years. It's unclear who received the payment, for what reason. Okay. Prosecutors are laying out their case for denying Diddy bail and they say they're worried he will intimidate witnesses and obstruct the case if he's released on bond. I read those letters to you earlier. What's more, the feds say the witnesses they've interviewed have universally expressed fear. And prosecutors claim Diddy called his former artist, Kalina Harper. She was in Dirty Money. So it was Kalina, Diddy, and Dawn. He called Kalina 54 times the day before she made a statement about a recent lawsuit they were named in. Prosecutors also say Diddy's witnesses they've interviewed have universally expressed fear. Okay. Prosecutors also say Diddy got the money and the means to be a flight risk, and the feds say he had what appeared to be narcotics in the hotel room when he was arrested. Oh, The feds say a pink powder that was tested positive for ecstasy was found in Diddy's hotel room, as well as other drugs. Diddy just pled not guilty to all charges against him. The embattled mogul made his initial appearance in federal court Tuesday afternoon in Lower Manhattan, where he entered a not guilty plea as expected. The more pressing issue for Diddy was whether or not the judge would let him out on bail. And now we see he did not let him out.
Right.
And then they go over the case the letter that I read you earlier, that they offered a $50 million bond. They wanted to put one of his houses up as collateral, and not just his house. They also want to put the mom's house up for collateral. He was willing to wear a GPS monitor, but he wanted to be able to go to Florida and New York to talk to his attorneys.
Okay. And see, the attorney want to just go over, oh, it was a misunderstanding. My client is so nice. If he was going to run, he would have ran already. He flew to New York to turn himself in. And he expect people to go for that. But like you said, sir, when are you going to address the weapons with the serial numbers off in his bedroom, all the rounds, and Lord behold, all the lubricants and baby oil? So address that too. And maybe you could do that after the 3:30 bail arrangement tomorrow. Go ahead, Sherelle.
Perry, why do you have baby oil behind you?
No, ain't no party like a Diddy party. So yeah, that's what's up.
Perry, you are so wrong. It's a lot going on being thrown at us at one time. So that's the latest. Well, at least nothing comes back on today. So what I'm going to do is make regular videos for the letters and stuff, that everything that was handed to the judge today, so we don't fall behind. People are scared, really scared. Do I read the 14-page indictment now or later? I'm gonna ask you guys, do you guys want to read the 14-page indictment? Let me see if I still have it. I do. 14 pages is a lot of pages. Let's see if I can go over it really quick. Because we pretty much know. Let me just glance over it really quick to make sure I don't miss anything important.
Let me see. We get no, yes, 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 no, no, no.
Let me just glance over it really quickly. He's the only person that's being indicted so far, but we've heard from the leader of the task force that there's going to be other people arrested. And I swear, you guys, Stevie J is going down with the Diddy. Now, I always heard that Stevie J was on the down low, and he certainly act like he has feelings towards Diddy, like really putting himself on the line. Okay, y'all. Okay, so.
Okay, but Sherelle, real fast though. What was the rapper named Diddy threw under the bus when him and J-Lo ran out the club with the girl lost her eye? Shine. What if, I know it's not going to happen, but Stevie J needs to be careful. Because Diddy might be setting him up to take the blame. It's not going to happen, but I'm just saying Stevie J got a lot to worry about. And if he couldn't pay his rent, if he couldn't pay his bills and needed to be Daddy's sleeper boy, or whatever he was to Diddy, his caddy, how is he going to afford to pay rent now?
Stevie J has no money, but we all know that Stevie J has a really bad drug addiction. I think Stevie J is involved with the portion of the drugs. He might have even been at the parties. Let's talk about his sons, Sophia. They're saying that Justin, the oldest one, who is Misa's Hilton's mother, that he also set up for the sex workers to come over and the drugs. So this is really probably why Misa is still Team Diddy, because she knows if Diddy goes down, Justin's going down too. Now, I will feel real bad as a father. I done got my son mixed up in this mess. The son, Justin, is going down. It's just the kids are going down. This is crazy. Just Justin. I haven't heard anything about Christian, who they call King. And I heard that Quincy went to one party and then he just didn't want to go back. Quincy is very torn. Remember, we talked about this earlier. He is suffering from depression because the day that Kim Porter passed away is the day that Albie Shore got in touch with his son and said, your stepfather did this. Now, Quincy has been in denial, but they said he's been torn because he's probably seeing little things that make sense. That's the son I feel the worst, the most compassion for is Quincy. Period. You're Quincy. What do you do?
I mean, I don't know. That's the only father he know, or seem to just always roll with him because he raised him. He might just have that loyalty. I don't know what he's gonna do, but the other two thugs gonna probably get incarcerated with him, maybe.
Ghetto Cooking Channel saying that Christian was right. He was named in the lawsuit for what was her name?
And that's the one on the yacht. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
Let me make sure I'm not missing anything important in this indictment. It says for decades, Sean Combs, aka the defendant, abused, threatens, and coerced women and others around him into fulfill his sexual desires, protect his reputation, and conceal his conduct. To do so, Combs relied on these are all the people that's getting ready to get arrested, you guys. His employees, resources, and influenced by multiple facet business empires that he led and controlled, creating a criminal enterprise whose members and associates engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other crimes, trafficking, forced labor, kidnapping, arson. Now, I just seen somebody in the chat said that the arson is when he blew up Kid Cudi's car. That's what somebody in the chat said. But arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. Sean Combs, aka the defendant, operated his business headquartered at various times in Manhattan and Los Angeles under a variety of United States-based corporate entities, right, including Bad Boy Entertainment and Combs Global. Entities in Combs' business included, among other things, record labels and recording studios, an apparel line, a non-alcoholic spirits business, a marketing agency, and a television network and media. Now, let me stop right here for a minute. So the rumors are the people that turned in Diddy, because people have been knowing this for years, was the alcohol company De Leon. They got mad at Diddy because Diddy was going to bring a lawsuit against them for discrimination. So the rumors are they approached Cassie and they have been working with the feds. These are the rumors. Do you believe those rumors, Perry?
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, I mean, I can believe almost all of it at this point. And then you notice his attorney said this too. Well, this all started over a civil case.
Yeah.
Which now this person, he didn't say a female or lady, is a witness. He had to be talking about Cassie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought Cassie and De Leon, I think the civil case he was talking about was the lawsuit Diddy brought against the alcohol company that he worked for. I think he had a vodka called Ciroc and a brown tequila called De Leon. Combs Enterprises and Combs Global, all those entities, okay, at all times relevant to the indictment. Oh my God, they go over all these names. The defendant engaged in a persistent and pervasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. They got to be talking about the tape. But, you know, Diddy's other girlfriend went on Tasha K's show and said that he put hands on her. He was putting his hands on all the women that he dated. Now, I really question J-Lo. She said he never put her hands on her, but that she knew he was cheating on her. Would J-Lo just not say anything to avoid coming to court? Do you think he could have put his hands on J-Lo? I mean,
Yeah.
I sometimes wonder.
I think so too. Because I mean, you notice when she took off running, she never came back.
That's true.
And I really think that, of course, she don't want to say nothing negative, nothing. She just want to be done with him.
Yeah.
And I'm sure he put his hands on her too.
Yeah. This abuse was at times verbal, emotional, physical, and sexual. As part of the pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances. Oh my God, I can't read all that. Of activity with male commercial sex workers. At times, Combs and other acting at his direction. Now listen, the reason I like, okay, so Gene Dill is going through something right now. There are other ex-workers at Bad Boy, like Choke No Joke or Choke Joke, something like that. That's coming out hardcore against Gene Dill. But you have, now I understand what you're saying, Choke No Joke, because when people get paid, they will say anything. But you have to give Gene Dill credit. He started this about 2 years ago, before any of this got in the public eye, when everybody was just saying, no, that's not true. And you have to give him credit for everything that he has said has come true. So with all due respect, Choke No Joke, have several seats. Have several seats. Give Gene Dill his credit, because what Gene Dill did was dangerous. Coming forward against P. Diddy is no telling what could have happened to Gene. And he stood by his word since the day he came out about two years ago, when no one even cared. So so Choke, Joke, whatever you go by, I hear you're a blogger and you're sincere, but it's time to back down now and admit that Gene Dill told us the truth. Diddy don't care about his kids, just like Trump and Diddy's kids are victims too. The kids, Justin and Christian, are scared, I believe that, of Diddy. If you'll take out mom, you'll take us out. That's what this girl said. She's right. Kim, you are right. Everybody's scared of Diddy. And let's just talk about this really quick, and then I'll finish reading. What kind of a sick Perry? That's like him taking out Kim Porter. It's like me and you laying down at night, pillow talking. We got kids and everything, and then you scared that it's going to come out that you are bi, and so you take me out. Who does that?
I don't know. I mean, obviously a sick person,
Who does that? Something is wrong with Diddy. Let me read this really quick for those that missed it this morning. At all times, to his indictment, all those names, the defendant engaged in persistent and persuasive pattern of abuse towards women and other individuals. The abuse at times was verbal, physical, and sexual. As part of the pattern of abuse, Combs manipulated women to participate in highly orchestrated performances of blank activities with male commercial ex-workers. At times, Combs and others acting in his direction made arrangements for women and commercial ex-workers to fly to Combs' location. Combs ensured participation from the women by, among other things, obtaining and distributing narcotics to them, controlling their career, leveraging his financial support, and threatening to cut off the same and using intimidation as violence. So have you guys heard this rumor too, that he gave Cassie so many drugs that till this day she experiences memory loss?
Yeah.
It was bad.
Because I can see it happening to a person, that take, a lot of drugs, especially when they are forced on you.
Mhm,
Well, I mean, whether you took them yourself, but the high volume of it,
mhm.
and I can see how it causes problems.
Team Psych Ward says she heard that too, and also we also are hearing that Cassie is worked with the feds, is working with the feds, and also in counseling, that she experiences PTSD. Mm-mm-mm. And we all seen what happened just on that tape in the hotel. What if that was a daily occurrence? He physically caused long time damage to Cassie, and just for that alone.
Mm-hmm.
The girl that lived in Vegas, I cannot think of her name. He had a girl here in Vegas that he dated. She was an Asian woman. He beat her up all the time. I was going to say, and he never put his hands on men, but he did beat up, oh my God, one of the record execs. He was just out of control. And do you think that the drugs made it worse, Perry?
Yeah.
Physical abuse by Sean Combs. The defendant was recurrent and widely known on numerous occasions from at least in or about 2009 and continuing for years. I say it goes back before that. It goes back to the 90s when the first person said that him and Aaron Hall SA'd her and filmed it, and then passed the tape around to other people at Uptown Records. From least in 2009 and continuing for years, Combs assaulted women by, among other things, striking, punching, dragging, throwing objects, and kicking them. These assaults were at times witnessed by others and included one instance in a Los Angeles hotel about March 2016. That's the tape that we see. And don't forget, in Dawn Rashad's lawsuit, she also witnessed a lot of this. She included Kim Porter in her lawsuit. Let me go through this. Anything new? Sean Combs, including certain employees, to carry out, facilitated, and cover up his abuse. Yeah, he paid a lot of people off, including security guards, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors and other associates. So when he got arrested, or not, when his homes were raided, he started paying off everybody. Every staff member that's seen anything, he started paying people off. From at least in or about 08 through on and about the date of the filing of this indictment, Sean Combs, the defendant, and others known and unknown were members and associates of a criminal organization called the Enterprise. Whoa. I was going to skip over this. I've never heard about an organization called the Enterprise. Members and associates of Combs' Enterprise engaged in and attempted to engage in, among other activities, trafficking, forced labors, interstate transportation for purposes of prostitution, coercion, and enticement to engage in prostitutes' narcotics offensive, kidnapping, arson, bribery, and obstruction of justice. So he had a group of people that he called the enterprise. Stevie J isn't in the enterprise, is he?
Well, I mean, he act like it.
Has anybody in the chat heard of the enterprise that went around and did his dirty work? Let me keep going. Number 7, the Combs enterprise, including a leadership, its members and associates, continue to enterprise as defined by Title 18. Okay. A group of individuals associated, in fact, although not legal entity, the Combs enterprise consisted of Sean Combs and all those aliases, the entity within Combs business, including but not limited to Bad Boy Business.
Mm.
What the hell is happening? If someone said that's Carisha and her crew, it very well could be Carisha. Girl, Carisha, just let me speak to you for 1 minute. You turned your back on JT, okay, because you thought you were going to marry and be in a relationship with Diddy, and you were going to be a concubine, a woman that he took care of.
Uh-huh.
You're the reason that city girls don't exist anymore. And you made your life P. Diddy. He gave you a talk show and paid for that award that you won. You messed up so bad, Carisha. I still like Carisha though, but she messed up so bad. The Combs Enterprise continue an ongoing organization whose members function as a continuing unit for a common purpose of achieving the objects of the Combs Enterprise. The Combs Enterprise was engaged in and its activities affected interstate and foreign commerce. The Combs Enterprise operated in the Southern District of New York and elsewhere. Child, this is my first time hearing about the Combs Enterprise. At all times relevant to the indictment, the defendant was the leader of the Combs Enterprise. So they're saying he had a secret group called the Enterprise that did the dirty work.
Right. Yeah. He either had his little coat, his partners, or like his little mob. Like he had a certain group of people that did certain things. You had your drug runners. You had your go and pick up the whole.
Yeah. Oh my God, it was a full-on operation.
No,
Jeez.
it was full on. Like he had everything covered. By the time he got to the freak off, they done got a whole floor at the hotel. They got everything stocked, full of baby oil, drugs, and anything else. But he got everybody, cooks. He had the whole business set up. It's like the traveling circus. They go from state to state, him and his posse.
Let me hurry this up. Yes, Sophia, his mom is still alive. She was willing today to put up her home as collateral, but the judge denied it. I was on Article 10. The defendant and others known and participated in unlawful and other activities related to the conduct of the Combs Enterprise affairs. These individuals included certain Combs businesses, employees such as members of Combs security, household staff, personal assistants, and high-ranking supervisors. The purpose of the Combs Enterprise included the following: operating a global business in the media, entertainment, and lifestyle industry, including, among other things, record labels, a record studio, an apparel line. So they did both. They worked in his businesses, his legit businesses, and then they had a separate dirty business called the Enterprise. Alcoholic spirits business and marketing agency, a television network and media company. Preserving, protecting, promoting, and enhancing. He had a whole group called the Enterprise designed to do his dirty work and protect his image.
Mm-hmm.
Let me keep going. Preserving and protecting, promoting. Hold on, guys. enabling Combs and other members and associates of the Cone enterprise to engage in unlawful acts of violence, including sex violence, ex trafficking, labor. So they just did whatever he wanted them to do. Y'all are messy. Don't drop the soap, Sean. I didn't understand how advanced this was. Protecting the Combs enterprise and its members and associates, including Combs, from detection and prosecution by the law enforcement authorities through acts of intimidation, manipulation, bribery, and threats. So he will send out the enterprise to go threaten people, probably harming people.
Yeah.
Maybe even unaliving people. Is the enterprise responsible for Kim Porter's death? I don't know. I don't know how far Diddy's gonna go now. Combs and other members and associates of Combs Enterprise welded the power and prestige of Combs' role at the Combs business and intimidate, threaten, and lure. Now they added another thing: lure victims into Combs' orbit, ultimately partaking in the freak-offs. Members and associates of the Combs enterprise, including high-ranking supervisors. What is the name of that guy that Diddy beat up? And the guy was going to sue him. Remember when I was going over his background?
Beat up. Shit. It wasn't Lil Rod. That was that case. What was it? The producer or something?
I can't remember his name. Kim Cott says, somebody said leave Diddy parties early. Who was that? Somebody did say that, came out and said that. I can't remember who it was.
Who was that? Somebody recently. We said, so you went to the parties, huh? You leave them early.
Listen to this, Perry. So we know that the freak-offs could last days, okay? They said
Right.
after the freak-offs, Combs and the victims typically received IV fluids to recover from the physical exertion and the drug use.
Yeah.
Members and associates of the Combs enterprise, including high-ranking supervisors, personal assistants, and other Combs business employees, facilitated the freak-offs, among other things, booking hotel rooms, stocking the freak-off hotel rooms. We heard about that. 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricants and all kinds of drugs. I can't list the drugs, but you know what they are. Let me move on. Members and associates of Combs Enterprise controlled over victims by following his directions regarding financial payments to victims, advancing or suppressing the victim's career opportunities. So if you got a call from the enterprise, you're in trouble. When employees, witnesses, go ahead, Perry.
You about ready to go bye-bye, or you got a gig for the night? I mean, because they were hire and fire. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The employees, witnesses to his abuse and others threatened Combs' authority or reputation. Combs and members of the associated of the enterprise engaged in acts of, they beat you up. They did. Kidnapping and arson. Not familiar with that. When Combs' authority or reputation was threatened by the possibility of negative publicity or legal or law enforcement action against him, including or about late 2023, following the public allegations of Combs' crimes, and members and the associates of the enterprise pressured witnesses and victims, including through attempted bribery. So we got that earlier. Instead of when they raided the home, instead of laying low, he doubled up and really started blackmailing people from at least in or about 2008 through on or about the date of this filing. I've read this before. Oh, how they get to the racketeering. Okay. Known and unknown, being persons employed by and associated with Combs Enterprise, described in a paragraph 6 through 12 as of this indictment, and enterprise engagement in activities of which affected interstate and foreign commerce, knowingly combined, conspired, confederated, and agreed together with each other to violate the racketeering laws of the United States, to wit, Title 18, in the conduct of the affairs of Combs Enterprise through a pattern of. So they're accusing the enterprise, this internal group that he has formed, of racketeering activity, as the term is defined to Title 18, and consisted of multiple acts involving kidnapping. So they did the dirty work. Kidnapping, chargeable under the following provisions of state law. So for sure, whoever was in the enterprise, they're definitely getting arrested. Why haven't they been arrested already?
Well, I'm sure. Well, he just got indicted, so but I'm sure they got the list. They got the video footage, and what they're gonna do is just like the big trial they got going on in Atlanta. They're gonna bring in a lot of people, get them a chance to either talk or get charged, because they really want Diddy. And the more
Yeah.
of these people that was inside the enterprise talk,
Mhm.
it secures the deal.
Mhm.
So either they're gonna take the risk, which if I was them, I'd be in there talking right now, because he would let his friends go, go to like
Well, Perry,
prison.
the enterprise could have very well already turned on him.
Well, yeah, that's
They
true.
could have turned on him.
And now he just stuck with Stevie J.
The members of the enterprise testified at the grand jury. Further charges. Yeah, the enterprise turned on him. Oh, you can't. Yeah, he's not getting out. He's not getting out anytime soon. The reason why the enterprise, in my opinion, has not been arrested yet, because they testified at the grand jury, and they are the people that are going to say what they saw, say what happened. Wow. And what does this say? Substitute provisions. Okay, so that's what they're arresting him under. This is deep, y'all. It was a whole ass ring that he had formed. He could have got it from his friend Jeffrey Epstein. I told you there's a picture floating around with him and Jeffrey. Maybe, I don't know how Donald Trump is involved. Maybe Donald Trump went to the freak offs. I don't know what happened with Donald Trump, but I don't think Donald Trump will be getting in trouble for this. He has a whole other set of problems. That's just what I feel.
Now,
You guys, give me the. Go ahead.
I said Trump just swung through for like a quick 6-piece that he moved on. But as far as Diddy,
get out there. That nigga is get out there.
I'm telling you, he's done. Terrell, he is for real. Like it was like, will it even go that far? Will he just pay off everybody and this shit be swept under the rug? But we always knew once the indictment came, if it ever came, then it's gonna be hell on wheels. But after this stuff you just read, he's done. You get the enterprise sitting there and the lazy boy talking right now.
The enterprise. This is a hot mess. PS says, I do not think Diddy will last in prison. He is not built for that. Listen,
No, he won't.
A couple weeks ago, Gene Deal came out and said that Diddy was going to get arrested in September. He said, and I believe Diddy will unalive himself. I believe this now. All of these charges, he's not going to live through this. Diddy's going to unalive himself. It is what it is. All right. Now is Trump. I heard Obama. Perry, you're going to hurt Stevie J's feelings, child.
What's up, Bobby?
Trump was swinging that little Cheeto. I don't think Trump will be testify involved in. I think he has
no.
enough problems. That's what I think.
I don't think they're gonna bring a lot of the people who participated just as clients or just people who just did the party. The people who work the enterprise per se, Diddy, and the people who put on the party. Because trust me, it'd be a lot of people worried right now. And that's the last thing Trump would need. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of people that's done went there that's on tape and they're swinging. But go ahead.
All right, you guys. So I'm going to chop up these videos that we did all today, make them short and sweet so you guys can get to the information very quickly. Seems like tomorrow we'll be waiting for
3:30.
the court to begin.
They're not again. Yeah.
It's just a shame. All right, you guys. It is what it is. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Perry, any last words? If not, take us out.
That's it. Bye, everybody.
Bye, guys.